Hello, I'm Pauline, our PR and Parliamentary Officer here at OATA, and I'm here with Emily, our Scientific Support Officer, and we're here to introduce our 2024 Trade Statistics Report. We produce this every year for our members. They get it for free. It's a benefit of membership. So, Emily, you have the hard work of actually pulling the report together. So just tell us a bit about what the report is and why we produce it for our members.
So the Trade Stats Report gives an overview of trade across the year. So in this case, across 2024. As you say, we've been producing this report for many years. So we don't just look at 2024, we compare to historical trends and make some predictions about where industry could be going in the future.
So this report is, as I say, it's free for all our members. Just give us a taster about what our members can expect to read in the report and also what's new for this year.
So the report always begins by giving an overview of the economic climate across the year. So we look at things like inflation rate, exchange rates, consumer confidence indexes. And we've got to remember that the aquatics industry isn't an island. So understanding how all of these factors play into the market gives us a more well-rounded picture of industry. So we take a look at how many fish are entering the country, whether they're saltwater fish or freshwater fish, the value of the fish and where they originate. And from this, we're also able to provide a list of the most frequently imported freshwater fish and saltwater fish. So when we use this import data alongside industry insight, we provide estimates of the total economic value of the aquatics trade. And were you going to ask about the new section?
I was.
Yeah, I thought you might be. So it's really interesting. This year, we've been able to create maps which show the distribution of aquatic retailers across the UK. And by overlaying census data onto these maps, we can actually see the potential customer base per store across the UK. So you can essentially read this report and find out which area of the country has the most pet shops relative to its population.
That was really interesting. I found that quite fascinating. And I also thought that after looking at the report, there were reasons to feel a bit more optimistic about the trade in 2024 as well, I thought. So how do you go about gathering the information?
So we pull our data from lots of different sources. As an example, for what's entering and exiting the country, we look at customs data, Eurostat data, and UN Comtrade data. The economic climate data, a lot of that comes from either the Office for National Statistics or directly off the gov.uk website. With these two sources, there's statistics on essentially anything you can think of. So what I've tried to do is pull out the relevant ones for industry and present them in a single package. And the pet shop license data comes from a mixture of government publications and freedom of information requests, which OATA have made. Now, this was a large undertaking, but I think it was well worth it for the detail that we can see in the maps.
Absolutely. So historically, we have concentrated in these reports on looking at live fish imports, because obviously if you don't have live fish, you haven't got much of an industry. But we have been changing the report over the past couple of years. So tell us, what are your plans for the reports in the future?
So, of course, like you say, we understand that industry is more than just fish. These have historically been used as the base mark, but going forward, we want to look at ways to include more detailed information on aspects such as dry good imports, sales, coral imports, and plants. So we're always looking to improve the trade stats report, and we're always interested to hear feedback from members if they have ideas for other areas that we would like to report on.
Yes, that sounds good. Yes, if members do have ideas about that, the sorts of things that they'd like us to include in the future, then do let us know. But members, you will be able to find it in the members area on the website. You just need to log into the members area, and it's under the section for OATA statistics and reports. If you're a non-member business and you would like to buy a copy, you can also do that from the website. Just go to the advice and information section of the website and you will find a page there. So anyway, thank you, Emily.
Thank you, Pauline.